Here we are on the deck with the shade cloths installed again. The difference is, instead of them being wrapped, can you see this right here? There's marks across here where the bungee used to wrap, and that old wood would just tear those bungees up badly. So what I did is I took some of this 1-inch EMT and anchored it on top here, and it's from another project, and you can see it fits really good. It's smooth, it stretches the bungees less, leaves more material here so that they can move more when the wind's blowing, because this whole thing surviving the wind is the trick here. And it works good. I like it. It took a little bit of work. I have to cut these spacers so there's enough of a gap to get the bungee underneath. Most of my bungees are worn out, mostly because they were stretched too tight in the wood. So I've got another couple of bags coming off Amazon. I think I've reviewed those in the past and put a link up. They're very much worth it. So right now I've only got 1, 2 10 by 10 shade cloths up, and there's room for, well, let me show you what there's room for. There's room for another 10-footer across here, and when I get some more of the metal straps in stock, I will go after the rest of this project. Now, what I've done is that, like I said, I've run out of these straps. I had just a couple, so I put 2 on the end of this here, of this piece, and that'll hold this up for now. But there's room for another piece of pipe that'll come. Last year what I did is I stretched them around down here, and I doubled them up and stuff, and it was pretty sloppy. There is a certain aerodynamic quality these need to have. It does help. So what I'll do is this will come, pipe will come here, and it'll extend out just enough out here somewhere to add the rest of the bungees on. You can see, I hope I don't get the glare too bad. There's the end of it right there. So in the middle of the window, if that's where it ends, is roughly something like out to here. So it won't be free hanging too bad. And if I have to, I can tie it off. But anyway, I think the pipe will help it survive better. You can see on my kit I got ready here, I've got some of those blocks cut. This is just leftover siding from the house project, and I sliced some of those up, actually from the windows. It's these here. And those are my spacers, and they work real good. They're cheap to make, and I can just chop them real quick with my saw. So the next part of the project, that one down there has been there before. It's just going to be anchored better to the rail. That'll be cool. That'll be great. The other thing that changed is you'll see the stripes this year are horizontal. They're going across instead of vertical. And that's just because you can see this thing stretched out quite a bit. This isn't bad. You can see these are stretched out. Some areas it's real bad. So I'm going to use the other sides, the other 2 unused sides, to anchor it down, to try and give it even wear. Now, the new part that I plan, but we'll see how it goes, is this section here on top of the rail there. There's no, on top of the handrail, there's no metal on it yet. There's no EMT on it yet. It's laying right here. So what I'll do is I'll put that on there, anchor it down good, and continue off of here. See off the end of the house. So what will have to happen is it'll come across to about right here on the handrail. So it'll get anchored to the handrail and to the wood down on the deck down there. So let me back up again. So almost like the pipe in the background, almost like that, it'll be attached to the handrail and down below the deck. And let's just use this as a representative of what will happen. It's almost visually in the right place. So the piece will go from there across to the top of that. Actually, it'll be to this point here. Well, no, actually, it will be there. That's 8 foot right there, and that's 10 foot. So it'll be 10 foot, or 8 foot, or whatever. All right, sorry, it's early in the morning. So I'll put a piece of tubing across there and anchor it real good, and then I'll have to take a piece of probably light rope and tie it from the top to the rail and top to the rail to give it some support that way in the wind. Now what'll happen is we'll end up with a piece that will go from here to here, stretched out nicely, and it'll come up to this corner here. So the net effect will be this whole corner of the house will get shaded. Now the sun is a little sneaky. It sets out here at an angle, and it likes to kind of undercut, but another 10 foot of this shade cloth will keep the kitchen uncovered. Last couple hours before sunset, the sun leaks under here and is shining brightly on this half of the window. So if we can stop that and take the sun off of the wall here, we will have even less heating of the house. We managed to keep the bills down to $75 a month for the air conditioning last year. That little tiny thing right there. Bought it off of Craigslist for 75 bucks, 100 bucks. And we installed that little mount for it and turned the big system off. And because it blows right through the dining room into the living room, right onto where we sit, it's really comfortable. And this takes all this shade cloth, takes a lot of the heat load off of this side of the house, the kitchen, and that middle bedroom where that middle window is. It takes the heat load off of it. Some of you may or may not remember, but last year in the summer, I measured the temperature of the wall in the sun, and at 8:30 in the morning, it was 180 degrees, the temperature of the paint was. Under the shade cloth, it was 110. Now, that's because of direct sunlight. We were, at 8:30 in the morning, it was probably only 80 degrees or 75 degrees. But anyway, the shade cloth brings the temperature of the paint down massively, which brings down the heating of the house a lot. Unfortunately, I wish I could do this to the roof too. We wouldn't need air conditioning probably at all. But anyway, I've got the tubing. I just need some more straps. They're on their way, and so are more bungees. And I will get this section here done. And then these lined up pretty well here in the middle. You can see the eyelets line up pretty good. They're overlapped good, which keeps a big band of sun from hitting the house. And I don't know, maybe I could weave that with some rope or something to tie it together. I don't know, I'll have to look at the previous videos, but I think sometimes the having it separate like this when the wind's blowing hard helps this stuff live longer. Anyway, we got 2 of them up. It covers from the middle of this window down to just past the door there. And that's almost the entire kitchen. The kitchen is from the middle of the window going this way down this wall. So it will really help. It's just going to be structurally not as sound because it's not going to be attached, you know, to the eave like this in like 5 places. So we'll see. You know, it's just a matter of trying it and testing it. It'll be worth it if I can do it. Yeah, it obstructs our gorgeous view. But man, you know, it's only what, May 8th or something, May 9th, and it's mid-90s. Not every day, but right now we're in a little, like a micro heat wave. It's mid-90s, and that's pretty hot for this time of year. Last year, June was record-setting and dangerous, literally dangerous. So I hope this works this year. I really do. On a side note, just for fun, it's not related to the shade cloth, but we're taking the old Dodge there. It's been overheating since the day I got it, in 2011. So what we're going to do, I put a new fan clutch in it, and we're going to take it down to Bullhead City. Most of you don't know where Bullhead City is, but let me put it to you this way. Today, Bullhead City is going to be 109 degrees. That's unbelievable to me, but that's what it's going to be. It's down, we're at 3,500 feet in altitude right here, and Bullhead City's at 500. So as we go down lower, it gets warmer and a lot more humid. So we're going to do the acid test on the old Dodge and see if it can handle the heat. I learned a lesson about fan clutches I never knew anything about ever in my life, and I'm a pretty good wrench. So that'll be our big test for today. So in a little bit I gotta leave. Anyway, this is a huge help. I'm so glad this got done last year because I knew exactly what to do this year. Just put it up and boom. And it already helped a lot. It was 90 something here yesterday, and it'll be the same, a little warmer today. And the shade cloth is great. I wish I could find this exact shade cloth again. I really hated the stripes when I got it, but what happened was this stuff is really tough. It's rated up to 80%, it says on the package. It's really good, and the price was really low. I think they were clearing it out, which is really a shame because I don't think we can buy any more of it. So anyway, this will all get beaten to a pulp at some point, so I'll have to buy some more. So, you know, preserving these for as long as possible is a big deal. So you got to think about stuff like that. I purchased at Ace Hardware, so we'll have to see. Anyway, everything held up over the winter. All the mounting stuff, it was really no big deal. The addition of this rail is going to help a lot. It'll help the longevity of the bungees, and that counts too, because they're $9 for 25 of them. All right, well, that's for our spring opener for 2018. We'll see how things hold up, especially this section that I'm about to add that comes off the end of there and goes this way. It'll be very interesting. And you can see they're pulled nice and tight, and that helps too. All right, here's our beautiful countryside. I'll leave you with that. Take care, everybody. See you. Bye.